In this video, you'll have the opportunity to practice answering 5 interview questions. Each question will be displayed on the screen, followed by a 60-second timer. Use this time to formulate and rehearse your responses. Remember, the more you practice, the more confident and prepared you'll be for your actual interview. To make the most of this practice session, treat it as if you were in a real interview. Sit in a comfortable chair. Maintain eye contact as if your interviewer was sitting across from you. Use hand gestures and practice your facial expressions while speaking. If you find a question challenging, take note of it. You can revisit it later to brainstorm a stronger answer. By simulating the interview, you'll enhance your performance and increase your chances of success. Stick around to the end of the video for tips on how to answer each question. All right. Let's get started with our first of 5 questions. What do you plan to accomplish in the first 30, 60, and 90 days in this role? Can you walk me through a project or task you managed and how you ensured success from start to finish? What motivates you professionally? How do you prioritize your work? What is your ideal company culture? Well done. Now let's explore some tips for how to fine-tune your responses and excel in your interview. Let's discuss our first question. The interviewer is asking this question to make sure you have a general understanding of what the role entails. Be sure to do your homework. Read the job description and study the company to envision what the day-to-day may look like in that role. You might be wondering, how do I study the company? Look at their website, LinkedIn, and YouTube channel if they have it. Anything that will give you insight into the company's vision, mission, and values. You can use what you learn to structure your answers in a way that will align. In addition, the interviewer is trying to figure out what approach you may take to integrate seamlessly with their team. Hiring is a significant investment, and companies want to ensure it's spent wisely on individuals with high emotional intelligence. They seek candidates who will take the time to learn from others, build relationships, and seek feedback as they acclimate to their roles. Companies aim to avoid hiring someone who causes disruption by pushing their agenda without first listening to and understanding the contributions of existing team members. An example answer could sound like the following.
In the first 30 days, I would look to accomplish all of my onboarding training and understand the responsibilities of my position in order to effectively complete my tasks and begin making immediate contributions. I would also focus on building connections with my new team members. By day 60, I would look to be more autonomous in my role and begin identifying areas in which I could provide additional value to the company. By day 90, I would look to consolidate my tasks and projects and establish long-term goals for my role. I would also identify areas for improvements and brainstorm ways to problem solve based on my first 90 days of observation and learning.
Our next question is a behavioral question, which requires you to think of a past professional experience and how you responded. In this case, the question is focusing on your leadership of a project or task and your ability to measure success. If you feel like you have never managed a project or task, think again. Remember, leaders aren't just people in management positions. Everyone has the opportunity to lead from where they stand. Think of times you've made an improvement in a task you were responsible for. Or maybe when you helped work on a new initiative for a past company. Using the STAR method is a great way to answer any situational questions. The letters of the STAR acronym stand for situation, task, action, and result. For situation, describe the context of your project or task. This is your opportunity to set the scene. Do not include unnecessary details. Rather, explain the situation within 1 or 2 sentences. Here is how it can sound.
When I was working as a real estate assistant, our company was focused on improving engagement through social media.
Next is the task. What were your responsibilities? What were your objectives? For example,
So I was tasked with posting about open houses on our social media to improve engagement. Our company had been posting each of our open houses for a few years, but I noticed there was not much engagement on our Facebook page. The description was pretty mundane and just included the address, time of the open house, and number of rooms.
Third is action. What was the action you took to solve the problem? Or how exactly did you achieve the goal? This is your opportunity to highlight your specific contributions and skills. For example, maybe you used a specific software or implemented a plan.
I realized that if I were looking for a house, I'd want to hear its story. I began highlighting features that visitors would not want to miss. I would include detailed descriptions on our social media, such as, the quartz countertops are a main feature of the spacious galley kitchen that opens up into an unforgettable entertainment area. Once I began this initiative, I made sure to track engagement in a spreadsheet and compare results month over month.
Lastly, is the result. What was the outcome of the actions you took? Our example question asks how you ensured success, so you will want to choose an example of a project that went well, where you were able to meet your goals. Here is how it can sound.
I noticed a 64% spike in likes and comments. I continually monitored throughout the coming weeks and months and helped determine a formula for our descriptions that seemed to win our audience over. I made sure to loop the realtors into what I was doing and had them gather data at the open houses to see where our traffic was coming from. Ultimately, we saw a 23% increase in open house visits based on our social media alone.
Now for our third question. This question gives the interviewer a look into your professional goals and aspirations. They want to gain an understanding of how to motivate you and if it's something that can be fulfilled by this role. Interviewers are also looking at your ability to self-motivate. What is your why and what keeps you motivated to continually develop? An example answer could sound like the following.
Professionally, I am motivated by attaining my goals and continuously challenging myself to reach higher. I like being able to identify gaps in processes and solve problems. I thrive in environments where change is common and I must continually adapt and develop in order to succeed. I am also driven by growth and development. I will actively seek opportunities to advance my skills or learn something new so that I can make an impact in my work. Lastly, I find enjoyment from being able to collaborate with team members and achieve shared goals.
In our fourth question, the interviewer is looking to see how you self-manage your time. Do you use a calendar or task list to keep track of ongoing tasks and projects? How do you determine what takes priority? When you answer, it is helpful to highlight that you will take the time to understand how the company prioritizes their tasks. You can do this by getting to know team values and by asking your manager. Sometimes tasks are placed by priority based on how much revenue they will bring in. Other times, they may be placed in order of what can get done the fastest. It is up to you to learn these key decision points and how you can manage it in your own role. In our final question, the interviewer is looking to see if your values align with the company's. Essentially, they want to know if you will be a good fit in the long term. Will you integrate well with the team? Will the company environment support your success in the role? This question also serves as a strategic method for the interviewer to gauge your self-awareness. They want to see if you can clearly articulate your values and needs. For example, do you value a collaborative environment? Perhaps one where diverse perspectives and inclusion are at the forefront. Maybe you are looking for a place where you can grow and pursue opportunities for development to grow your skill set. Once you explain your ideal culture, it is helpful to tie it back to the company's mission. For example, if one of your values is innovation and you learn in your research that it is also a value of the hiring company, point it out during your interview. This could sound like, I noticed in looking at your website, your company places an emphasis on creativity, which is one of the reasons I am very excited about this role. Thank you for watching. We highly recommend that you practice answering these questions with the timer as many times as you can. Remember, the more practice you have, the more confident and competent you will appear when the time comes to actually interview. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If there are any additional tips you have to share, feel free to sound off in the comments section. Best wishes, and we will see you in the next video.